Our guest tonight is TNA star Ethan Carter III. How you doing?
I'm great. I thought we were recording when I called you guys knuckleheads off the air. So just for the audience to actually know, I did call you guys knuckleheads, but it was only a joke because I know we're, my bread is buttered, and that's, the great internet fan. So I love you guys. What's up?
Well, thank you very much. I figure knuckleheads is a term of endearment for you, so we're just going to accept that and think that you like us. You're our friend now. Is that fair to say?
Yes. We are friends. We are actually, if you request me on my real Facebook, I'll even accept you. That's how close we are.
That is amazing. Fans right at home are like, my God, these guys are the coolest now. But thank you very much. By proxy, you've given us the rub. Well, you have been the top heel in Impact Wrestling, but obviously you're super nice now. So you're taking on a new role for the company. How have you embraced the opportunity to turn, or how are you going to differentiate yourself from the other top faces in wrestling history?
I've always been nice. It just so happens that a lot of my anger and angst and loathing and hatred, I kind of, took out on people that the fans liked more at the time. So now that the roles kind of reverse, I don't think personally I will change much at all. I don't think that'd be fair to what I've developed or fair to fans who've invested in what I've done. But I think by being a proverbial jerk or a D-head, if you will, or a D-bag, to people that they don't like, they'll endear me more. But honestly, in wrestling, it's 2016. What is a modern protagonist, babyface, good guy supposed to look like? I don't know, but I'm trying to find out. And I think how I differentiate myself from good guys in the past is just be the best me possible, and hopefully the fans react and embrace it. And if they don't, well, cheer me, boo me, it's all good. It's all cool. Just make some noise. That's all I care about.
Mike Chiari?
Well, the last time you were on the show, we talked about your undefeated streak, which was still intact at the time. And you discussed the importance of using that first loss as a vehicle to really make a star. And Matt Hardy obviously didn't need to be made necessarily, but considering how that loss changed the way fans reacted to you, are you happy with the way it played out?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the entire, build to the story and the way we kind of told it. I'm very happy with the match, and I'm very happy that it wasn't forced, like it was the natural reaction, that we wanted, and it actually worked out even better than I perceived. So the loss, yes, in retrospect, could be something that could make a new guy coming up, but, obviously plans may have changed and roles have reversed and things happen for a reason, and I think it was the right time, the right place with the right guy to do that. But, I lost, yes. And like I said, I've never been unbeatable. I just wanted to win the most. I think that gave levity to the stuff I did in the past. But I also haven't been pinned. I haven't been submitted. So I think there's still that opportunity that somebody down the road could get that and hopefully put them on a level.
Brandon Gowan?
Well, your face turn was obviously a pivotal moment for TNA in its future, and you just mentioned how you were happy with the execution, but was there anything that you would have done differently?
No. Maybe it being a live episode would be the only thing, but, sometimes we don't have that luxury. We do the best with what we can and what we have. That was the right time to do it. Would it have been more preferable to do it on a live episode? Yes, but we also, going forward in the future, is what we needed to do at the right time, so we had to do it. So if I had any changes, maybe it was live TV, but it's indiscreet. It doesn't really matter. That'd be the only thing I changed.
Well, it's been a few months now since TNA Impact Wrestling has made its jump to Pop TV. How do you think the locker room has embraced the change, and what's the feeling backstage as the company continues to make improvements?
Well, I think the talent's been there, and the creator's been on point. I think a lot of the guys that are getting the chance now might not have, are either new or maybe, I don't want to say weren't getting it before, but are embracing the opportunity that's come. People that have left. No one's bigger than the business. No one's bigger than any company. We're all gears in the machine, and these guys wanted to be gears so bad that when they got put in the machine, they've been knocking it down. I think the locker room as it stands right now, morale is high. Everyone's in it together. It's a team atmosphere. We're very proud of what we're doing, and I think it shows in the product. No bad eggs per se, no downers, no frowny faces. Everyone's very excited to go to work, and everyone's very excited to achieve something.
Mike Chiari?
Well, Impact's ratings have been on the rise as of late, and there seems to be a renewed excitement surrounding the product as far as the fans are concerned. So, as one of the top guys who sees how things operate on a day-to-day basis, what's one thing you believe TNA is doing really well right now, either from a company-wide perspective or in terms of the performers? And also, what's one thing you believe needs to improve in order to keep that positive momentum going?
With the way numbers are, I don't really know. That's not something I even want to focus on, because I think the second we make that a primary focus is the second we start losing focus on what we are doing really well, which is part of your question, is what I think we're doing great, is continuity and character development and stories that are logical and make sense and progress beyond perhaps the usual boo a guy or cheer a guy because they're bad or good. Characters have motivations and characters have reasonings for doing what they do. And, the talent has the opportunity to embrace that character and put it in their own mindset, so to speak, or their own way, and run with it. So I think that's what we're doing really well. That's what we need to continue to focus on. And, to even get better, to get better, we can't rest on any laurels or success. Hey, people are saying the show's good now, we can stop. No, we can't. We have to work harder, and we have to do better. So continued improvement, continued focus, and continued success. I think it all rolls up in a nice little package. And, hey, we're off to the races with a pretty good wrestling show. So rock and roll with that.
BG?
You've become one of the best in the business at ad-libbing and playing off the fans, which was my favorite part of your act when you were a heel. Now that you're a face, do you find it to be more challenging to play off the crowd in that regard, or is it actually easier?
To be determined. I think the thing about ad-libbing and the thing about, fan interaction, that's when I was a fan, I liked to see, as long as it wasn't a detriment to the business that's taking place. I was so excited to get You Can't Wrestle chance because I've had the comeback in my head for years. I was sitting in the audience chanting it at somebody, you know what I mean? So coming into the realm of babyface or protagonist, is it going to be easier? I don't know, because, the thing about babyfaces that I don't like is the constant pandering and, happiness they portray when they're competing to be the best, when things you shouldn't be happy about something coming out with a smile on your face. Is it the time or place to do it? So there's a couple promos we do in the UK where I have, the time to talk and interact with fans. UK fans are crazy and they're awesome, so it worked pretty well. When we get in the States, we'll see how it works, but, it's a welcome challenge, and I'm good at ad-libbing, so hopefully, fans are on board, Hopefully they get my obscure humor. That's what I'm worried about, because, some of the jokes I say are only funny to me, so
All right.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Well, the biggest
But
news... Go ahead.
At the end of the day, you can always throw in the cheap pop. If you lose them, you can always say, right here in London. And they're like, yay. And then, okay, good. Got him.
That's the Mick Foley adage. He used it for years and years and years to get over here, right here on Ring Rust Radio.
Right.
Okay, the biggest news recently was the retirement of Daniel Bryan. As someone who worked closely with Bryan during your run with WWE, what is your perception of Bryan the man, and what are your thoughts on his retirement?
Daniel Bryan the man. Daniel Bryan the man is one of the best dudes ever. He's just the best dude. He's the best dude. I don't know how to describe it. He's the most well-respected as a wrestler and as a guy, just the best dude. Can I say best dude again? I will. He's the best dude. And it's very unfortunate to lose a guy, especially I don't even know if he hit his prime with how good he was. Concussions are scary. They're dangerous. This business is dangerous, and we lost one of our best, if not the best. It's very sad, but I'm also very happy because I know that guy is someone that will succeed with no matter what he does, when he does it. And, I hope him to have the can't speak. Hope for him to have a great future, which I know he will. And I mean, he's got a hot wife, so what can really go wrong? I'll miss him. I'll miss him dearly. But I mean, what a legacy he left, and what a trend center, broke down the doors of so many different things. He's a model of inspiration for anyone who ever really loved wrestling and wanted to become a wrestler. We'll miss him. Bless him. Godspeed, DB.
Mike Chiari?
Yeah, well, we recently had Mike Bennett on the show, and he mentioned that feuding with you eventually is something he's looking forward to. And you guys have had some interactions already and seem to have really good chemistry. So what are your thoughts on going up against him down the line, and how big do you think that rivalry could be for the company?
I think it could be very, very astronomically big. I think it'll be very big, but it has to be, the time is right, and it has to be keeping us separate for as long as possible till the people demand it, So he's come here, he's done great, but he has a lot of work to do to get to a point where when we start doing our business together, we can really change the game, so to speak. So looking forward to it. I watch a lot of his stuff before he got here. I watch everything he does here. He wants it, which is the most important thing. He's seething, dying for the opportunity. He takes it every time he steps out there, and it reminds me of me. So look forward to the future, and we need guys like that coming in here, knocking on doors, kicking them down, kicking ass, making a name for themselves. And if we all get over, business is great. So looking forward to it.
BG, final question?
Well, you spoke on Daniel Bryan, but Kurt Angle also announced that he's retiring from TNA. How has working with Kurt helped you progress in the ring and with your character?
Man. Whew. I'm only in wrestling because of Kurt Angle. Like, he was my favorite at the time when, I was early teens to, like, I want to do that for a living. Like, so that was the guy I was watching and, studying and work I was appreciating. So to someday have the chance to be able to work with him at a high level for a world title, I mean, that was my dream match, and I got to have it. So seeing him go sucks. It really does suck, because we all respect him greatly. He's a cool uncle in the locker room. We love him. We're going to miss him. Working with him was a great honor in my life. And not only working with him and being able to go out there and tell the story we wanted to tell, him kind of symbolically passing me a torch. I mean, for the things he said to me afterwards and the care he took with me, telling me things, talking business, talking shop, doing all that, he did not need to do that. And he went out of his way to really help me out and stick up for me and, pave the way, so to speak. So I have nothing but respect, love, adoration for Kurt Angle. I'm going to miss him, and I'm especially going to miss him because I wanted to have one more match, and I didn't get to have it, so it's unfortunate.
Well, a huge thank you to our guest, Ethan Carter III. Tell the fans where they can support you.
Hold on. Wait, hold on 1 second. We're not done yet.
Go ahead. Give me.
Lockdown. We got to talk about Lockdown.
Well, that's why I'm going to tell you. Tell the fans where they can support you and where they can see Lockdown.
Let's go. Here we go. Well, if you're in America, you can watch Pop TV Tuesdays at 9 o'clock, and especially watch on February 23rd when TNA presents Lockdown. 6 Sides of Steel. Oh, my. Cage matches, the entire show. Holy smokes. It's going to be great. I have a world title rematch with Matthew J. Hardy, and I'm going to pound his face consistently with Fist of Fury and the Force of 1,000 Suns. Looking forward to that. And if you're not in the U.S., I don't know where you are, but I'm sure you can find it because we're in like 140 countries, so check it out.
You are a PR dream come true, Ethan Carter.
Sold a lot better than you, that's for sure.
That's damn true. We appreciate your time, and good luck moving forward, sir.
Well, thank you, boys, and I'm sure we'll talk, 3, 6, 8 months down the road, and, my knuckleheads will be all grown up, and I look forward to it.
Amazing.
Unlikely.